Happy Friday, North Central Washington. Happy Friday, Wenatchee Valley. Happy Friday to everybody. It's the end of the work week. A strange work week it has been. Kind of like last week. We had a holiday right in the middle of the week. It's like we had 2 Fridays and 2 Mondays and no Tuesday or something like that. I don't know. It is Friday, the 3rd day of January 2020. I am Dan Coots. Thanks for starting your day with us. We hope you spend a little time with us over the weekend, because we are portable. You can take us wherever you go over the weekend. We stream all the time on our website at ncwlife.com. Got some good stuff for you to get your weekend going. We got that all-important weather forecast. The big story, once again, unseasonably warm temperatures after we set a record high on New Year's Day. We came pretty close yesterday. Hit 44 on Thursday. That was just a few degrees off the record high, and it's going to be very warm right into the weekend, but still we can't rule out some snow. It's an interesting weather pattern. Of that, there's no question. We'll get to walk you through the entire forecast. The big story over the weekend is going to be windy, especially on Saturday. Lots going on from Mother Nature's perspective, but it feels a lot more like early March than early January, doesn't it? With temperatures in the 40s for the afternoon highs. That's just strangely, but hey, the golf courses are open. I got no complaints about that. Forecast details are coming up. We'll keep you in the loop with the latest news. Lots of sports to get to. High schools are still, of course, on their winter break, but they're still playing basketball, mostly non-league games. We'll talk about that. Also preview the Seahawks wild card matchup on Sunday as they take on the Philadelphia Eagles in the 4th and final game of wild card weekend. In the NFL, we have the obscure holidays, some celebrity birthdays, today in history. Mike Magnotti's got an opinion about local business, and in the conversation portion of this program, David Rayfield will be joining us for the Wenatchee Wild. They are back home tonight after their holiday break. The Victoria Grizzlies are in town at the Tonto Center. I'll have tickets to give away. Stay close for that. And next week, starting next Monday, David's going to do something quite silly, I think, but ours is not to question why. I'll let David fill you in on those details when we get to the back half of the show. It's high clouds, 34 degrees. 34 degrees, that's normally our afternoon high. We're already at 34 degrees. And at 3.5 minutes after the hour, from Local Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup, let's take you around the Wenatchee Valley. Is that the, what camera am I looking at, Megan? You threw me for a loop right off the top. Oh, that's the Cascadian, I should notice that. The Cascadian camera. We have 2 of them on the roof of the Cascadian. One of them basically, they're right next to each other. One of them basically we point south. The other one we can point north. If we point in the other direction, all you get to see is the support towers that they sit on. That's no good. So we're looking down there, I believe, at the Pybus and across the Columbia Rivers out there somewhere, the East Wenatchee area. That's a cool looking cloud formation that we're seeing on this early morning, on this Friday. Good view from the roof of the Cascadian. Nice work, Megan. Camera number 2, where are we off to? That is obviously the Arundel Rock camera. Boy, Turtle Rock just jumps right at you right there. That's zoomed in quite a bit. Lake Aniet, Turtle Rock, of course, got its name because it looks like a giant rock. Way off in the distance is the Wenatchee Valley, and you can see the high clouds. And as I mentioned this before, but how these PTZ cameras work, if it doesn't have enough light, it switches automatically to black and white, and then when it gets enough light, the camera will switch automatically to color, so it's obviously not light enough yet for that particular camera to go from black and white to color. By the way, sunrise still 7:48. This is the time of year where the sunrise is at the same time for about 10 days. It's the sunsets that come a little bit later each day. Sunset tonight at 4:23. That buys us 8 hours and 35 minutes of daylight. Good morning to our friends in Arundel. Camera number 3. Megan says, let's see what's going on the Cascadian, pointing to the north. Down beautiful Wenatchee Avenue, looking out towards Sunny Slope. Pretty quiet commute, very light commute. It's still a holiday season. A lot of people on downtime, vacations. They're not working real hard. Obviously, there's been no school for the last 10 days or so. They don't go back to school until Monday the 6th, though. All in all, there's just not a lot of traffic out there. Look at Wenatchee Avenue. There's like no cars on the avenue. It's kind of an eerie sight, isn't it? But it's still early. And again, just a lot of people taking some well-deserved time off in camera. Well, I'm assuming it's well-deserved time off. If you goof off and you're still taking time off, shame on you. And camera number 4, we say hello to, is that Valley High? Yeah, apparently it's become one of Megan's favorite cameras. It's a newer camera. We put that up a few weeks ago. yeah, as Megan said, it's about the only one you can see because of the clouds and the fog. So if we're going to show you cameras around the valley, we might as well show you something. Good morning, Valley High. Again, that's one of our newer cameras. We didn't even know we had that until somebody from Sky5 said, you know, we put a camera up there a few weeks ago. We went, really? Okay. Well, let's check it out. And that's another example of the cameras not being light enough to let in anything with color. That's a beautiful sunrise we're getting close to anyway. It's still a ways away. 6 minutes after the hour from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They'll give your home a hug. Let's take a look at your forecast. Here comes the van. I love how that van pulls in. Again, temperatures well above normal. Warm air continues to flow into the region from the south. It's going to be breezy tonight, windy tomorrow. I think we have a couple of slides we'll show you perhaps a little bit later on. Slight chance of some light snow overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. But here's what we're looking at. Partly sunny today, very quiet, not a lot to talk about. Partly sunny, partly cloudy. Whatever you prefer. We'll top off at about 47 degrees. Slight chance of some light rain tonight. I wouldn't bet on it. Winds will start picking up in intensity. We'll get down to 32 for the overnight low. Saturday, lots of sunshine. The big story tomorrow is going to be breezy. It's going to start out breezy and get downright windy, but we'll be up near 50 degrees, near 50 for our high on Saturday. That would be a record high. There's your Saturday wind gusts. Take a look-see at where you live. Pretty consistent winds most of the day Saturday. West wind about 15 to 18 miles an hour, but we could see gusts around 30 or so on Saturday. The winds will die down, however, on Saturday night. Are we looking at snow over the weekend? Yeah, maybe. Again, whatever we come. The Cascades, as you see there, is really going to get a lot of snow. We'll get to that in just a little bit. In fact, there's a winter storm advisory for the Cascades. So we may get a little dusting of snow right along the east slopes of the Cascades, right in the Leavenworth area, Plain, Lake Wenatchee might get a little bit of snow. This is from midnight Saturday to 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. It doesn't look like we're going to get much of anything, obviously with a high near 50 and an overnight low of 29 on Saturday night. And then we wrap up the weekend Sunday, lots of clouds, a little breezy at times, cooler. I have only 38 degrees, so we have about a 10-degree cool down as some cold air comes in, but that's still warm for this time of year. Rain snow mix possible on Monday, a high of 37, certainly lots of clouds. Lots of clouds on Tuesday, warming up a little bit to about 39 degrees. All of these afternoon high temperatures are above normal, especially today and tomorrow, with afternoon high temperatures well above normal. If you like the sunshine, not too bad today, and quite a bit of it on Saturday. The trade-off on Saturday, lots of sunshine, but lots of wind to go along with that sunshine. It's just plain mild for early January. That's crazy. Our overnight lows are where our afternoon highs should be. Just about 9 minutes after the hour to the passes we go, courtesy of the Washington State Department of Transportation. There is a winter weather advisory. It starts at 10 o'clock tonight. They're going to get a little bit of snow today, but nothing compared to what's going to happen this weekend. So starting tonight, 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock on Saturday at the 2,000-foot level and above is when the snow is going to start coming down. That's a live shot of I-90. Roadway is bare and wet. It is raining on I-90. Stevens Pass, live shot there. They have a traction. Look at that. It looks like a ink blot test, doesn't it? What do you see there? Traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass. It's a rain-snow mix. You'll find some slushy, glushy stuff on the roadway. Again, traction tires are advised on US 2 Stevens. Hit a live shot of Blewett Pass. Roadway is pretty much bare and wet, but there is some slush and ice in places. This is right at the summit of Blewett Pass. Traction tires are advised. So just that last 4 or 5 miles as you climb up, and then you crest Blewett and you start heading down the other direction. That's where we're going to find some dicey driving conditions. Again, a winter weather advisory for the passes at the 2,000-foot level and above goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight, goes until 4 o'clock Saturday evening. They're going to get quite a bit of snow. Here's your snow accumulations. For today, 1 to 3 inches. For tonight, 4 to 8 inches. 4 to 8 inches on Saturday, then continuous snow on Saturday night, Sunday, and then into Monday. So starting tonight, it's going to snow pretty consistently right through the weekend. Tapers off a little bit early part of next week. 10 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Friday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is here, and CVCH wants to give your child a free sled to help them stay active. This January, plan to join us for a free event for the whole family. Free sleds, hot chocolate, and fun. For complete details, visit the CVCH Facebook page or check us out at cvchchillout.com.
Hi, my name's Jim Heinlein, owner and agent at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. There's so much new this year, in fact we brought in a new consultant, Harley, to help us with all our Medicare changes. So if you have questions about how Plan F's going away or what drug plan should I use this year, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group and Harley and I will solve those problems for you. 888-2600.
We're back just about 12 minutes after the hour. Overcast, as you can see. It's about 34 degrees outside of our studios. Partly cloudy, highs in the upper 40s today, near 50 tomorrow. With lots of sunshine and lots of wind, we cool back down to the 30s, upper 30s anyway, with quite a bit of cloud cover to wrap up your weekend on Sunday. With breezy conditions pretty much Saturday and Sunday consistent for most of north central Washington. Here's what's making headlines. An alleged partner in a series of firearm thefts from homes in Dryden and Wenatchee is in custody today. Scott Joseph Paul of Moses Lake is accused of stealing 7 rifles and a shotgun in multiple burglaries. This was back in October. Another man, Cameron Darnell of Yakima, was arrested shortly after the burglaries. He's still in the Chelan County Jail. Paul had been held in the Grant County Jail since his arrest in a separate incident back in October. Both men are charged with 8 counts of firearm theft plus related burglary charges. The Everett teenager who caused a brush fire near Manson last July earned a sentence Monday. He's going to spend 3 days in jail. 18-year-old Michael Petrovich Popov also has to serve 27 days of community custody for blowing up a rural mailbox with a firework of some kind back on July 6th, and that sparked a 14-acre brush fire near Joe Creek Road. He pled guilty in Chelan County Superior Court to a count of reckless burning. Popov must also pay $21,000 to the Chelan County Fire District Number 5 for costs of fighting the fire, and an additional $16,400 to the Washington State Department of Natural Resources. A Bridgeport father is barred from contact with his family after allegedly beating 4 of his children. Alvino Trejo Rivero, who's 35, faces possible domestic violence charges. He was arrested on Tuesday. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say Trejo struck 2 5-year-old children with a coat hanger, then placed them in a bath of cold water, and then threw 2 other children, ages 12 and 13, to the ground and kicked one of them. Deputies say Trejo admitted to elements of the abuse. A Douglas County judge has placed a no-contact order between him and his children. Well, Washington's snowfall this season is having a hard time keeping up with its historical averages. The U.S. Water and Climate Center says current water reserves in mountain snowpack is just 53% of normal for the Central Columbia Basin. That's the watershed that includes Chelan County and the Wenatchee Valley. Snow accumulation, only 31 inches at Stevens Pass as compared to an historical average of 38 inches by this time of the winter. Now, the picture is much the same all over the state, and a drought declaration that was put in place last year by Governor Jay Inslee won't expire until April. But of course, as I just mentioned, above 2,000 feet. There'll be snow most of this weekend and into the early part of next week. And finally, on this Friday, 2019's in the rearview mirror. Our very own Jefferson Robbins put together a nice little feature. It's 2019 in review.
2019 got started with a bang as East Wenatchee police officers voted no confidence in their outgoing chief, Randy Harrison. An independent review of the department's practices found a lack of communication and crucial training. Harrison retired from the chief's office at year's end after 25 years. Neighbors and state agencies sought to turn back the proposed Black Rock Terrace development, and a judge agreed, saying the 17-lot neighborhood needed more rigorous study of its impacts on wildlife. In February, 6-year-old Rayanna Rosenberg fell through the ice of a Rock Island pond and survived thanks to extreme efforts by rescue teams and medical experts. Local volunteers contributed thousands of dollars toward her recovery. But later in the year, the child was placed with relatives after her adult caregivers were charged in a robbery and assault in Douglas County. In March, a fire destroyed a Bluebird warehouse in Beshaston, claiming an $8 million structure and about $9 million worth of fruit. That same month, local gun owners turned in 15 bump stocks, a firearm component that became illegal that month. Each one was worth a $150 voucher. In April, Senator Brad Hawkins' bill allowing PUDs to become hydrogen producers got the governor's signature to become law. The Douglas County PUD and others expect to benefit from the project. Lewis and Clark Elementary Principal Alfonso Lopez was honored as Washington's Educator of the Year. Leavenworth's new Cascade High School building formally opened with a dedication ceremony in May. Rainstorms pounded the Wenatchee Valley in June and flooded some downtown businesses. And July saw the 1,400-acre Desert Canyon fire burn above Orondo, and a Wenatchee River drowning in which a man died trying to save his pet pig. An East Wenatchee police officer was charged in August with trying to steal a woman's wallet at the Mill Bay Casino. Josh Vernig later pleaded to misdemeanor disorderly conduct. White nationalist recruitment flyers littered the neighborhoods near Wenatchee Valley College in September. Chelan County Deputy Jennifer Tyler was fired for a second time from the sheriff's office amid a long-running legal dispute with her employer. The polluted Cashmere Mill site reopened as a business center, with ribbon-cutting help from Governor Jay Inslee, and prosecutors opted not to charge a Chelan County employee who tried and failed to euthanize his own dog with a gunshot. The Douglas County Courthouse briefly closed in October after white powder spilled out of a returned ballot envelope. The powder proved to be non-toxic, and a misdemeanor charge against a Waterville man was later dropped. In November, local basketball hero Haley Van Lith announced she'll trade her Cashmere Bulldogs jersey for University of Louisville colors. And local elections changed the political landscape around the valley, from new Wenatchee School Board members to Wenatchee City Council members picked by district to a new East Wenatchee mayor for the first time in 20 years. A criminal trial closed out the year in which a Chelan County jury said a National Guardsman who fired a rifle to scare railroad workers away from private land did not break the law. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you, Jefferson, for that report. We'll be back at it again tonight, gathering the news, disseminating the news, and at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, you can watch the news. With a preview, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, Steve Hare sat down for an interview with 12th District Representative Keith Gaynor about the upcoming legislative session. I'll have your complete North Central Washington weather forecast for the upcoming weekend, and Eric Granstrom will be in with a preview of the Seahawks' upcoming wild card playoff game with the Eagles on Sunday. That, all the day's news and more coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We appreciate it. As he mentioned, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock are the 3 times that we air the news on TV, or as we like to call it in the business, television. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website. We'll have the news up and running, so if you prefer to watch your news on your smart device and don't have to worry about catching it right at 5, 6, and 10, you can do that. No problem at all. Go to our website, ncwlife.com. It'll be right there at the very top of our homepage. And don't forget to bookmark our website. We'd appreciate it. Our website is one of the tools you can use to get a hold of us. We have a contact us icon at the top of the screen. Click on it, fill out the form. We'll get it. If you want to email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. You can call us if you want at the telephone number you see at the bottom of your screen. We have a Twitter handle, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. We got a lot of likes on our Facebook page. We're quite proud of that. Going to take a break just about 20 minutes after the hour. Come back with sports, the obscure holiday. Today in history, we got some celebrity birthdays. Of course, everybody is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion, and a conversation with David Rayfield of the Wenatchee Wild. He's got some pretty crazy plans next week, and you'll have a chance to win some Wenatchee Wild tickets as well before this show is over. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, broadcasting live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Daisy Baltz. I'm Director of Housekeeping here at Colonial Vista, Prestige Senior Living now. I enjoy what I do. I'm happy here, so I just stay. And that's one of the things that they're so well known for, is their quality of care, trying to meet every resident's needs. Residents are my number one. If they're happy, then I'm happy. I can tell that. They smile, they laugh. Happy residents, happy life.
Call today for your tour.
Let Fitterers Furniture help you turn your dreams into reality with their exciting selection of quality furnishing and accessories. Whatever style you are looking for, you will find beautifully crafted furniture of exceptional value and the unmatched Fitterers customer service to make this shopping experience one you will keep coming back to. Make a point of visiting Fitterers Furniture in downtown Ellensburg.
Quality selection and service since 1896.
We're back at 21 minutes after the hour on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Coots. Let's do sports. The Philadelphia Eagles reached the playoffs by winning their final 4 games of the regular season, including knocking off division opponents to win the NFC East. Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner said the Eagles are a lot different team than the one that Seattle beat back in Week 12.
And you have to respect what they've been able to accomplish. We've been in situations like that before where, we've able to rattle off a lot of wins towards the end of the season. So you can't overlook them. You can't sit here and pay attention to what their record was when we played them the first time and think that's the same team. We have to relearn them, to an extent, and treat them with the respect that they deserve, and understand we coming into their house. We beat them at their house the last time, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to just let us come in there and do it again. So we have to make sure we come in with the mindset ready to go, ready to, do it again.
Now, the Eagles have been decimated by injuries all season long, and yet they still finished with a 9-7 record. And Seahawks coach Pete Carroll says the credit goes to the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think Coach Peterson does a terrific job of using their people and using their strengths, and he's very adaptable in that, and that's what he's done, and to get Greg Ward going, and now he's caught a bunch of balls since our game, and he's a featured guy in the pass game, and without Ertz for a while, he goes right to Goddard, and away they go, and so they running backs too, Boston Scott came in and picked right up, where Sanders left off, and he really plays to his personnel really well. So he gives them their best chance to be at their best, I think, and it's a really, really good coaching job.
Now, the Seahawks have proven during their 11-5 season that running the football consistently was the key to their success, but now we have all kinds of huge worries that they're not going to be able to run the football much at all. After all, our top 3 ground gainers are all out with injuries, but Coach Pete Carroll said he's been pleasantly surprised by rookie running back Travis Homer.
When he gets the ball in his hands, he's got a really good style, attitude about running the ball. He just is downhill and gives you everything he's got. And that suddenness really is an asset. And we love the way he plays, love the style of his play. And that's all he's ever done. He's never been anything but full speed. He's 1,000% every time he gets the ball in his hands or chases a punt or whatever he does in special teams. He's been really true to who he is, and so it wasn't a surprise. It was good to see him be effective, and have an effect on the game in that positive way. He's throwing his body at it about as much as a guy can do it. When we had the 2 running backs hurt, and he gets the next carry, and he gets the ball going up the sidelines, and he just crushed into the guy on going out of bounds. I'm going, Homer, no, because he's all we had, But and I told him, and I said, hey, look, you got to pick your spots here, because we don't have any depth. And he looked at me like, there ain't no way. He didn't listen to a thing I said. He was going to go downhill, and that's the way he plays. So I love it about him, and discretion isn't really going to be one of his strengths.
Now, during Sunday's narrow last-second loss to San Francisco, it was noted that Marshawn Lynch gave Mr. Homer some encouragement, and Carroll says that's evidence of Marshawn Lynch's evolution as he returns to the NFL.
I mean, it's kind of a classic mentoring moment, when the guy that you look up to, and Homer does look up to him. He for years when he was growing up, he made that comment, that Marshawn was a big deal to him, and to have that kind of willingness on the part of 24 to share himself and share his scars and all that, and pump him up and all, praise him too, all of that's really powerful, and it's a real tribute to Marshawn.
Seahawks and the Eagles are the last of the 4 wildcard games. Over the weekend, they'll kick off Sunday at 1:40 on NBC. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule for Wild Card Weekend. It begins with the Buffalo Bills, that's Grant Olson's favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. That probably tells you all you need to know about Grant. Anyway, Buffalo will be in Houston taking on the Texans tomorrow afternoon at 1:35 on ESPN. That's followed by the Titans and New England. And that'll be 5:15 on CBS. And then prior to the Seahawks and the Eagles on Sunday, you got the Saints hosting Minnesota at 10:05 in the morning on Fox. All right, area high school team still on the holiday break, but they still got basketball, and they ring in the new decade tonight with all kinds of games on the slate. Let's take a look at it. We'll talk about girls basketball tonight. It begins with Moses Lake hosting University at 5. At 5:45, you got Eastmont at Pasco. Wenatchee's on the road at Ferris. Ephrata hosts Quincy in the Battle of the Basin. Cascades up in Okanagan, and Chelan hosts Kashmir. Finally, at 6 o'clock, the Manson girls play at Orville, while Waterville-Mansfield is in Tonasket. Boys basketball tonight. It's Moses Lake at Rogers at 6:45. Quincy plays out at Freda at 7:15, while Okanagan hosts Cascade at 7:30 tonight. You got Eastmont at Pasco, Chelan hosts Cashmere, Manson's at Oroville, and Waterville-Mansfield is in Tonasket. Coming up tomorrow in girls basketball, the Antioch girls play at Selkirk at 3 o'clock. Quincy is at Othello at 3:15. The Moses Lake girls are at Kings. They get going at 4. Grandview hosts Freda at 5, and the Waterville-Mansfield girls will host Orville at 6. And then boys basketball on Saturday. Antioch and Selkirk boys, they'll get going at 4:30. Moses Lake plays at Lewiston at 5. Grandview will host Freda, and Quincy's at Othello. Finally at 7:30, Orville plays Waterville-Mansfield. That's basketball. Let's talk wrestling. The Wenatchee Wrestlers will be in the Lilac City for the next couple of days. The Panthers are, along with 9 other teams, will be wrestling at the University High today at 4 and tomorrow morning at 10. The Quincy boys will be wrestling along with 7 other teams at a tournament in Cheney tomorrow morning. That gets going at 10. Cascade is west of the mountains along with 8 other teams. In Castle Rock, it's the Rocket Invitational beginning at 10 a.m. There's also a double duel tomorrow morning in Chelan. The Goats will host Omak, Cashmere, and Okanagan at 10 o'clock. Can't forget about the ladies wrestling. Cascade, Cashmere, and Eastmont, and 36 other teams will take part in one of the biggest tournaments for girls on the West Coast. It's the Women's Woolley Tournament. Starts tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at Cedro Woolley High School. And finally this morning, the Wenatchee Wild back from their winter break. They got hockey tonight. The Victoria Grizzlies in town. The puck drops at 7:05. It's roaring 20s night. It's the last time, by the way, you'll have a chance to see the Wild at home for a couple of weeks. Wenatchee plays at Vernon Sunday. They'll be on the road next weekend before finally returning home on January 17th, which is Military Appreciation Night. David Rayfield will talk about that when we get to the back half of the hour. And don't forget, I will have Wild tickets to give away on this program just a little bit later on. Stay close. All right, that's just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday at 29 minutes after the hour, or almost 29 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday is National Drinking Straw Day because it was on January 3rd, 1888 that Marvin C. Stone received the patent for the modern-day drinking straw. Drinking straws go all the way back to ancient times. They used straws, not the straws that we know of today, to drink beer because the byproducts when you ferment beer would float down to the beer would separate and float down to the bottom of the glass, and if you drank it normally, you get all that, and so they used straws just to suck off the beer from the top off of the glass. But how did drinking straws as we know them come to be? Again, it started in 1888. Before there were straws, they used basically you would sip on beverages using a kind of a natural rye grass. The only problem was Marvin Stone was tired of drinking all of his drinks with a grass straw because all of his drinks would taste like grass. So he came up with a solution, paper straws. He wrapped a thin piece of paper around a pencil, created a tube, took the pencil out, taped the tube together, boom, the drinking straw was born. So there you go. Of course, a lot of municipalities and areas are banning plastic straws because they simply don't biodegrade. Paper straws do, plastic straws not so much. How do you celebrate National Drinking Straw Day? Drink everything with a straw. That's simple enough. That's our holiday for the day today, the obscure holiday anyway. 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 73 years ago today, January 3rd, 1947, Congress was televised for the first time. Proceedings of the U.S. Congress were televised at the opening session of the 80th Congress on TV. That's an actual photo. Looks like they're meeting in a big gymnasium, doesn't it? But no, that's the chambers of the United States Capitol. By the way, in case you're curious, now that, with Congress actually being on TV, it all started on the state 73 years ago. Not surprisingly, in the greater Washington, D.C. area, the sales of toupees and corsets went sky high. People, you ever watch C-SPAN? I used to use it. They used to use it for punishment when I was a kid. You're being bad. Now you have to watch government for half an hour. Oh well. Happy birthday to televised proceedings of the U.S. Congress, started on the state 73 years ago today. January 3rd, 1959, 61 years ago today, we welcomed Alaska as the 50th state in the Union. Alaska, the last frontier, actually as the 49th state, I should say, in the Union on this date 61 years ago today. I love that state flag. That might be one of my favorite state flags It was designed by Benny Benson, designed the Alaskan state flag, the one that you see behind my shoulder. He was 13 years old. Not bad. In Alaska, during hunting season, if you kill a bear or a moose or a caribou, hey, way to go. Nicely done. If you accidentally kill a bear or a moose or a caribou with your car in the state of Alaska, the carcass becomes the property of the state of Alaska, and then volunteers come up and they butcher the bear or the caribou or the moose, and they give it as food to charitable organizations. I didn't know that. Alaska is larger. Alaska's a huge state, of course. It's larger than the combined area of the next three largest states, Texas, California, and Montana. You take those three states, you put them all together as one state, they're still not as big as Alaska, and half the population of Alaska lives in the greater Anchorage area. Happy birthday to our 49th state, Alaska, the last frontier. The deal of the sports century happened on this date, January 3rd, 1973, 47 years ago today. A 17-member syndicate headed by George M. Steinbrenner III, a Cleveland-based shipbuilder, purchased the New York Yankees from CBS. They paid $8.8 million for the Yankees. When CBS bought the Yankees in 1965, they paid $11.2 million, so CBS lost about $2.5 million on the deal. Today, the New York Yankees are worth almost $4 billion. Not bad. And the Steinbrenner family still owns the Yankees some 47 years later. And finally, January 3rd, 2000, it was 20 years ago today that the very final daily Peanuts comic strip was published. 17,809 Peanuts comic strips over all those years. The last daily Peanuts comic strip was published on this date, January 3rd, 2000. Still read Peanuts on a regular basis. Great cartoon. And finally, 33 minutes after the hour, we got some birthdays. The fifth Beatle. Who was the fifth Beatle? A lot of people claim to be the fifth Beatle. The guy who really gets credit is George Martin, who, of course, produced almost every one of the Beatles' songs throughout their career between 1962 and 1969. Sir George Martin was born this date in 1926, passed away at the age of 90. At the age of 90 back in 2016, he produced all of the Beatles' hits and a number of other number one hits as well. As Paul McCartney said, if there's anybody who really gets the title as the fifth Beatle, because the Beatles had all of these ideas in their head, and it was George Martin who was able to take the ideas of John, Paul, George, and Ringo, the musical ideas, and actually put some sort of structure and discipline to them. Remember, the four members of the Beatles could not read or write sheet music. They played it all by ear. It was George Martin who figured it all out. He was born this date in 1926. Speaking of a legendary Englishman, John Paul Jones, the bassist for Led Zeppelin, is 74 years old today. Life has been good for him ever since Led Zeppelin broke up. He's been involved in all kinds of different projects. He's a great arranger, and he's still in the music business and does good. One of my favorite bass guitarists, John Paul Jones, is 74 years old today. And happy 39th birthday to Eli Manning, whose NFL career quite probably came to an end. Last Sunday, the longtime quarterback of the New York Giants lost the starting job a couple of years ago, still stayed with the team, won them a couple of Super Bowls. Eli Manning, 39 years old today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Magnotti has yet another opinion about small business. This is a follow-up to his opinion that we aired on Thursday. And then my conversation with David Rayfield from the Wenatchee Wild, and your chance to win Wenatchee Wild tickets, all coming up. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom, From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places, we have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
We know they exist, those who love cold water.
Yeah, no thanks.
Fortunately, there is plenty of hot water for the rest of us from Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Ask the pros at Patriot which Rheem water heater is right for your home.
Patriot Plumbing, heating and cooling, will give your home a hug.
Reinventing FaceTime here at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, a new family-owned and operated business located in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. Owner Andrew Vickery brings forth years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spa. Let us help you add hydrotherapy to your already healthy lifestyle.
The world around us is constantly changing. Major employers in North Central Washington have expressed a need for capable, qualified engineering technologists who can think critically and solve problems. And at Wenatchee Valley College, we listened. We are pleased to offer a Bachelor of Applied Science Engineering Technology degree to provide you with a world of new opportunities. Your time is now. The future is waiting for you.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So you search all over town to find out what you're looking for. You find it, you wait in line, you pay for the item, you bring it home, but then you find out it's not right, or it doesn't work, or whatever, and you try to take it back, and sure, there's some places where this is no problem, but not everywhere, not by any stretch, okay? This is one of the reasons why retail services like Amazon are such a success. Not only because of their convenience in returning an item for any reason, but because of the negative experience many of us had when attempting to do so with a local retailer. Customer service folks, hey, many businesses claim to practice customer service, but there really aren't too many that are doing it the right way. Many of them think they're doing you a favor by taking your money in the first place. Not good. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Local breweries are on a row in Wenatchee. Brewers Row, that is. Start with Wenatchee Valley Brewing Company near Riverside 9 Apartments. Continue south down Riverside Drive to Columbia Valley Brewing. Then it's off to Badger Mountain Brewing on the corner of Orondo and Columbia Streets. Further south on Columbia is 509 Beer Works. Each has its own charm, unique menu, and some of the best locally made brew around. Find it all on Brewers Row along the waterfront in downtown Wenatchee.
My awesome is being part of the Nez Perce tribe. We have a tourism company and we highlight the history and culture of the Nez Perce people. I found Washington Trust Bank because they were very involved in the community. They believed in me. They definitely saw the need for this in our region. All the folks at Washington Trust Bank are phenomenal. They've done such a wonderful job helping me along my journey.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, we'll help you get there.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place.
Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
And we are back here at Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Friday. I am Dan Coots. Of course, the holidays are pretty much a done deal for the Wenatchee Wild. It's back to work tonight. Victoria is in town, a team we don't get to see very often. They're in another division. Great hockey. Wild are back from the break, and it's going to be a very special night tonight and a very interesting week next week. Starting on Monday, my guest is David Rayfield, no stranger to this program, whose official title, and I can never remember it because it's so damn long. What is it, David?
Senior Sales and Operations Coordinator. Basically, everything to do with game days.
There you go. And first of all, we'll talk about Victoria real quick because I got these vouchers I'm going to give away a little bit later on. Victoria's in town. We don't get to see them very often, so it's hard to scout a team that you don't get to see very often, do you? You just kind of hope, do your best. Right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
A lot of tape.
A lot of tape. And these guys spend. When we come up normally on Wednesdays to tape our conversations at the Tonto Center, the guys are always up there in the loge, looking at tape. That's how people forget about that. That's in the world of hockey. That's a big part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Staring at that computer screen.
A lot more studying off ice than people realize.
Yeah. So it's fascinating to see these guys hone their craft not only on the ice but mentally trying to figure out where they should be at any one time during the game. So Victoria is in town, and then I'll let you explain. Starting Monday, David is going to do something I think is somewhat nuts, but ours is not to question why. David, please fill in the blanks.
Not to overshadow this game coming up tonight, but starting Monday at 11 a.m., we're doing a big promotion for Military Appreciation Night. I will be camping on the balcony of the Town Toyota Center until I sell at least 500 tickets.
Okay.
So it's a real fun promotion that we've kind of came up with all the local media, and we're wanting to sell 500 tickets, and we're selling those at $15 a piece, but $5 of each ticket is going to be split between the Bunker and the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation, both local foundations that help veterans here in Wenatchee and the surrounding valley.
I'm familiar with the Bunker. I think everybody knows the Bunker and the great work that they do. The Thomas Biddle Foundation, I'm not too familiar with them.
Yeah, it's a great organization we've worked with the last couple years through Military Appreciation Night, and it assists veterans families that have committed suicide through PTSD, and they actually lose their benefits, a lot of them. So they are helping just get those benefits back that they lost through the service. So yeah, it's a sad thing.
It's a sad thing, but it's
great work Thomas A. Biddle Foundation is doing. So we're excited to support them and hopefully going to raise a lot of money.
Why you, David? I mean, you have people who work for you. Why don't you just order one of your underlings to go live on the balcony of the Town Toyota Center?
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do it yourself, I guess. Or I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I've shaved my head. I've played goalie. We were thinking of the list the other day. It's already gotten quite long in the first year I've been back.
So this starts Monday at what time?
Monday at 11.
At 11 a.m.
Yeah, lots of ways to buy tickets. There'll be a ticket link. You can call me directly. You can call the office. So just make sure to come on by the Town Toyota Center. You can come visit me on the balcony and buy them directly from me during business hours. So that'll be real exciting. But I will be up there 24/7 until I sell 500 tickets. I get 1 hour a day to go shower, so don't worry about my hygiene. I'll be all right. I'm going down to the star room to shower.
Okay.
Yeah.
So outside of that, you're there. I mean, are you going to have like a tent and a mattress, a TV? What are the creature comforts that you're going to have?
We're kind of doing it like taking it from Discovery. We're doing 10 items I'm getting to start with.
Okay.
So I'll be kind of discussing that later. Obviously tent, sleeping bag, but I'm deciding between a cooler full of some soda or a barbecue with some steaks. I don't know, but if I'm out there long enough, food is going to run out. So I'm really counting on local community members, and that's going to be the fun part. We're setting up a live stream through YouTube. So people can watch and see what we're doing and see where we're at. I'll have like a thermometer with the ticket sales, where we're at on that. And then we'll be keeping people updated with shout outs on Facebook. I'll be going live constantly, updating people where we're at on ticket sales, and when companies purchase tickets, we're going to thank them and kind of create a challenge, hopefully, is where it's going to roll. But we're going to see what happens. I'm going to be out there.
So this starts Monday at 11 a.m. Until you sell 500 tickets. But if you get a lot of momentum going and you go, you're going to maybe stick around a little longer. And
oh, yeah. If I sell 500 in the first 3 days, let's keep going. These are two great foundations, and I know this community supports its veterans, and I want to, I love being part of the Wild where we're a vessel to raise that money. So I'm just excited to pack the building that night.
What is the actual game? We should probably mention
that.
that.
All these tickets are for January 18th, Military Appreciation Night. So another cool thing we're doing with the bunker, it's not correlated to me camping out, but as people have been driving through town, they've probably seen those banners hanging from the light poles.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to have all those on the concourse, and those are all local veterans. And they'll have their stories right there with them. So people are going to be able to walk around the concourse and read our local heroes' stories.
That's really cool. For those of you who don't know what David's talking about, over the month of November, which of course is Veterans Day, throughout downtown Wenatchee and in East Wenatchee for that matter, they had the banners, the veterans banners that were hanging from the light posts throughout downtown Wenatchee and in the East Wenatchee area for the entire month of November. They've taken them down, but they're going to hang them back up again at the Tonto Center.
Yeah, so I will get off the balcony and I will start hanging those up. So those are 8 feet by 2 feet, and those just have, the banners just have their names, but we have little stories of each one and just their life and
you'll be able to read them.
Yes, we'll have those laminated next to their banners. So I think it'll be real cool. I think a lot of people won't be in their seats because that'll be such a cool thing to be able to walk through and see who's served our community.
Do you have any problem people driving down Walla Walla Street at 2 in the morning with a bullhorn say, "How you doing up there, David?"
I am very nervous about that.
Somebody's going to do that.
I know someone. There's going to be honking. There's going to be yelling, and we're never closing my ticket selling booth.
Okay.
I'm going to have a bucket and a string.
So you can.
And if you want to come yell at me at 11 o'clock at night, I'm going to sell you some tickets.
Okay.
We're not turning anyone away.
Are you going to be, how people going to visually see you from the balcony? Because the balcony faces Walla Walla Point Park and Walla Walla Avenue. Are they going to be able to see you up there?
I'm hoping by the end it looks like luxury up there. Just people bringing me tents and heaters, but you never know. It might just be my one little tent by itself. But, the coaches are talking big too. They're excited about this. They're saying, if we hit 500 quick, they'll come camp with me, but we'll see. They might just be the ones throwing snowballs and bugging me. So
well, we need snow for that.
Yeah, exactly. If it was last weekend, I would have been just fine out there. I would have been in shorts and sunbathing.
It has been unseasonably warm, but it's still hockey season. We've still got a lot of hockey to go. Clarkey seems to have settled into his role pretty good, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Been here since day one, so not missing a beat.
He's good to go.
Yes,
the guys
sir.
had a chance to go home for the holidays.
Yeah, they had a 10-day break, so they're coming back and hopefully energized. So tonight you're going to see some youthful skaters again.
Yeah, the guys need it. And I talked to Arch about this a couple of weeks ago when he did the show. The guys need that break. Not just physically, but they need the mental break. They need to get away. They need to go home and see their friends and their family and just kind of step away from hockey for 10 days. And it's good for them. And then they come back. They got fresh legs, a fresh attitude, and they're ready to make the stretch run for the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. People forget how young these kids are and away from their parents, some of them for the first time. So it's good for them to go home, see mom and dad and the family, and come back rejuvenated. And it's also a good break for our fans. Now they're itching for some hockey again.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's got the hockey itch now.
Yeah.
So starting at 11 a.m. Monday, you're moving in, and outside of the 1 hour each day where you can shower and probably do your job, conduct a little business, you're going to be there.
Yep, I will.
Rain, snow, regardless.
Yep, I'm hopefully going to set up a tent, get a little heater for my computer. I believe those freeze, so we're going to try to keep that warm so I can keep the ticket sales going, and I'll just be conducting my business from a balcony.
Whose idea was this, I have to ask?
I think I was the ones. Yeah.
I mean, you've heard about these things before, guys,
exactly.
living on billboards and stuff
we
like
were
that.
thinking, what can I do next?
Yeah. And so, there's worse places to have to spend 3 or 4 days. Hopefully you won't have to spend 3 or 4 days.
Exactly. Well, I plan on it.
Have you made a checklist? Because you said you get 10.
I haven't, and I think we're going to go to social media for that. I'm obviously going to do the sleeping bags and the tents, but going to ask the Wild fans what they think I should bring, and I'll probably get some joking answers, but let's see.
Probably should need a tent that's big enough to stand up in, I suppose, because you don't want to be crunched in there.
I know, because I'll be in there a lot more than I probably think.
Yeah.
But
But you'll have access to like electricity, right? And
Yeah.
So you're okay.
So we'll see, but people got to bring me the stuff. You know, I'm hoping someone brings me one of those inflatable big screens and a projector.
Oh, there you go.
Just sit up there and watch movies, you know, kind of hang out.
Now, how do you, it has to be asked, when nature calls, what do you do?
They're going to let me go inside.
Okay.
But I can't get excessive with it. You know, I kind of got to monitor myself, and that's why we're going to do a live stream so people can be like, all right, it's been a little bit. What's he doing? Taking a nap?
Well, yeah, the other hand is that, you know, don't they have like alarm systems and stuff? You got to be careful setting those things off.
Yeah, I've worked that out with the center, and everyone's aware. Well, I hope. I don't know, maybe.
So it starts Monday at 11 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully you won't be up there very long, but you're staying up there until you sell 500 tickets, period.
Yep.
And these are tickets strictly for Military Appreciation Night of the 18th.
January 18th, Military Appreciation Night, $15 a ticket, $5 of each ticket's being split between the Bunker and the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation. And I'm staying up there a maximum of 10 days.
Okay.
I got to go back inside for our 17th game.
So
I got work to do on game night. So.
That reminds me, any other upcoming, outside of Military Appreciation Night, any upcoming events in January that we need to keep an eye on? Promotions
we're coming down the stretch, and these are some of my favorite games. You know, the 17th, that Friday, we have Boy Scout Night coming in, so a lot of troops from around Washington are coming in to camp. They'll be camping out there as well, but I think they camp out inside. And then we do Military Appreciation Night the 18th, and we're doing Proud to Be American Night, Star Wars Night. We got a lot of fun January games coming up.
Cool, and it's good to have the Wenatchee Wild back. And speaking of that, now this does not count for the Military Appreciation Night. And that reminds me, one last ticket before I talk about this, one last question. If people go up to the gate, or not to the gate, but to the box office between now and the 18th, or Monday and the 18th, but they don't really know you're camping up there and they buy tickets for the game on the 18th, does that automatically go towards?
Nope.
That's the key.
There can, you know, if people don't want to pay $15, obviously we have different ticket prices ranging from 10 to 20.
Right.
If they're like, no, I want my $10 ticket or $12 group ticket, that's fine.
Right.
But, you know,
but
I hope they decide to support me and spend the extra.
But for the $500 ticket goal that you have, they're buying them from you for the benefit of the two.
And we're going to see how it works. If my computer's freezing, they can go to the office. If they don't want to sit outside with me and buy the ticket, they can go in and say, hey, I want to buy for the Bunker, the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation, and help David get off the roof.
Sure. Good for you. You're nuts, David. Absolutely.
A little bit,
nuts. I have in my sweaty palms 4 ticket vouchers for Wenatchee Wild Hockey. Now, these are vouchers, which means that you trade them in at the box office and they give you tickets. And you can use them for any game you want. You can use them for tonight's game against Victoria. You can use them any home game. You can use 1 and 3. You can keep a pair for yourself and do a pair later on. You can do all 4 at the same time. It doesn't matter. And it's the email contest that we do all the time here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address, please. If you try and fill out my inbox with the same email address over and over and over again, you can't win. I don't do it that way. 1 entry per email address, which means if you have more than 1 email address, that's fine, but you just can't fill out the inbox with the same address over and over again. And I'll give these away at 10 o'clock this morning, winner at ncwlife.com. And if I pull out your name out of the email inbox, you win 4 ticket vouchers for Wenatchee Wild Hockey. And again, you can use them any home game through the rest of the regular season. Anything else on your mind, David?
How cold it is.
Yeah, couple of tips. Long underwear.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. A mattress instead of just like you don't want to sleep on.
Don't lay on the cement.
You want one of those just inflatable mattresses are fine. That works, and a little propane heater will work for you. So
yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
You're insane. You're
a little bit.
Nuts.
But
David, best of luck, and we'll check in with you on Monday. All right.
Thank you.
All right. David Rayfield from the Wenatchee Wild. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Performing Arts Center,
the mountain bike trails.
When I ride the Loop Trail, we've all been lifted by the giving generosity of our community.
I think philanthropy is everywhere.
I'm just overwhelmed with gratefulness.
There is such a legacy of giving in this community.
And that's a direct impact on my quality of life.
And we have the duty to kind of do the same thing for our future generations.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
It's gone on 4 decades of doing business in the Wenatchee Valley. And I want people to know that it matters. It matters to me that people choose to do business with us. It matters that people trust us, trust us. That matters more than anything.
And we are back. You're getting ready for the weekend. I hope you have outdoor plans. It's looking pretty good if you like mild temperatures, unbelievably mild temperatures. Let's go ahead and take a look at that weather forecast one more time from the National Weather Service. We're at 34 degrees right now. Look at that high today. Partly cloudy skies, 47 degrees. Temperatures well above normal. Almost set a record yesterday. We're going to come close to a record high today. Could very well break that record on Saturday. The big story tomorrow, it's going to be lots of sunshine. We'll be up near 50, but it's going to be breezy on Saturday. Very breezy at times. You're going to see gusts up above 30 miles an hour. It's going to feel more like early March than early January on Saturday, but not bad at all. Again, it's just these temperatures are absolutely unbelievably warm. The overnight lows that you see there are normally our afternoon highs. So partly cloudy today, 47 for the afternoon high. Will be near 50 with winds on Saturday. Megan, do we have that Saturday wind slide ready for us to go? There you go. Look at where you live. These are the wind gusts, not the sustained winds on Saturday. The sustained wind on Saturday is expected to be about 15 to 18 miles an hour. It's a west wind, by the way, but gusts up near 30, distinctly possible on Saturday. As far as snow is concerned on Saturday, the passes are going to get a lot of it, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. There's a winter weather advisory that goes into effect tonight for the mountain passes. So if you're heading over to the Puget Sound area or other way around, you're going to be dealing with a lot of snow on all of the major mountain passes. It looks like the lee of the Cascades is going to keep us, though, pretty much high and dry. Whatever precipitation we get over the weekend, probably going to be in the form of rain, but nothing really at all today nor tomorrow. Slight chance of a light rain snow mix overnight Saturday into Sunday. That's really it. And then you can see we cool down, but still on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, even though our temperatures will be about 10 degrees cooler than we're expecting over the weekend, that's still very warm. And if you like the sunshine, today and tomorrow is your sunny days. And then we go back to clouds, but still warm temperatures. As far as the mountain passes are concerned, if you need to go, go now. This is the good time to go. Things are looking pretty much high and dry. That's a live shot of I-90 right now. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadways bare and wet. You're dealing with a little bit of rain on Snoqualmie Pass. Traction tires are still advised on Stevens. It is raining on Stevens Pass. There is some snow and slush on the roadway. It's not that big of a deal. It looks pretty passable to me on Stevens Pass, but still there's a traction tire advisory. Blewett looks fine. There you go, but still, you got some slush and some glush, if that word even exists, on Blewett Pass. So on US 97 and on US 2, there is a traction tire advisory. No advisories or restrictions. They're really not expecting anything at all today. 1, maybe 2 inches of snow possible today. It's tonight when the snow is going to start coming down in the major mountain passes. That's when that winter weather advisory goes into effect. It starts at 10 o'clock tonight, and it goes all the way through Saturday afternoon. Nothing really today. Tonight, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Tomorrow, 4 to 8 inches of snow. 2 to 4 inches of snow on Saturday night. More snow on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So get ready for winter driving condition in the major mountain passes. Don't forget, at 10 o'clock this morning is the deadline, and then I'll draw a winner, and they win four ticket vouchers for Wenatchee Wild hockey. You can use them any game of the regular season, not necessarily tonight, anytime you want. They're vouchers. You trade them in for tickets. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com, and I'll draw the winning email at 10 o'clock this morning. Have a fantabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.